Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue with our previous chapter that we are studying about the Indus Valley Civilization. Now, before starting it, I would like to state few of the important things regarding your unit test that we had conducted recently. I hope that most of the other students, whoever are there, and you took it very importantly this unit test, because as it was told to you earlier that this unit test will count you in regarding to your marking for your promotional activities. So in upcoming tests or the activities like such, please be serious, because it is seen that most of the other students have not gone through this unit test. So I would like to request all the students of class 6 to please be serious in it and take it very importantly. Now, continue with the chapter. In the previous class we were studying about the Indus Valley Civilization, where we studied as to how this Indus Valley Civilization established, where it established, and who are the important people who took initiative in regarding to the establishment of the Indus Valley Civilization. Now, in this we studied about two important major cities, which was known as the Harappa, and then the Mohenjo-daro. And as Harappa was considered to be the first city that was discovered by the excavators, this Indus Valley is also known as the Harappan civilization. Two important Indian archaeologists we had known about. One was Rakhavdas Banerjee and another was Dayaram Sahani, who took initiatives in regarding to excavating or bringing about the details of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Now, this particular civilization took place in the Bronze Age, and it was told that this was carried on by the Aryans who had traveled from the Central Asian countries, and they settled down in the northern part or northern western part of the Indian territory, and slowly and gradually they started developing villages, towns, and then it grew so in such a large extent that it established a civilization over there in the period of time. We studied about in our previous class about the importance of Mohenjo-daro, how it attributed or contributed towards the flourishment or the development of this civilization, that is Indus Valley civilization, and the important things that were found in this particular civilization. Then the important other cities such as Harappa and a few of the other were Lothal, Sarkota, Ropar, Kalangbagan, Alamgirpur, and so on. Some of the important characteristics that we had studied in our previous class was about the town planning, the architectural development, which stated about the dwelling houses, how the houses were made for people to live, and the public buildings that were importantly where we studied mostly importantly about the swimming pool kind of structural construction, which was also known as the Great Bath, and the assembly hall where people used to assemble together. Then we studied about the drainage system, how drainage system played a very important role into day-to-day sanitization and cleanliness of the society. They had a particular pattern of driving out all the unwanted water systems from the houses to a particular channel to a drainage system which carried out the wastes of houses, and it was dumped out of the city area. Now we are going to study about the society. The society was divided into rulers, merchants, traders, artisans, farmers, and manual laborers. According to the hierarchical or the society or the development of society, this particular hierarchy of the society was divided differentially. Then the food system, where wheat was considered to be the staple food of the Indus Valley civilization as the main food, and barley, mustard, fruits and vegetables were also been eaten as a food, and the other items such as the non-veg items, which was known as meat, fish, eggs, were the other formal part of diet system for the Harappan civilization or the Indus Valley civilization. Now, the most important that we are going to learn now is about the dress code or the ornaments that was told. Now, this depicted about the structure of life or the system of life of the people during that time, where not only the men, but not only the women, but also the men was considered that they also had a lot of ornaments in their body, and they had a particular system of wearing their dresses. Now, men, they had dhotis and a small cloth that was wrapped on their necks or their shoulders. And women, they also wore skirts and a shawl kind of covering that covered their upper part of the body. This were the system of wearing or the cloth system, dressing system. Now coming to the ornaments, it was told that women during the time used to wear different kind of ornaments in different forms or patterns. Some were on the finger that were known as rings, then on the ears, on their necks, amulets, necklaces and bracelets, anklets were there which were used. And the important metals that were used in making these ornaments were gold, silver, ivory. Now some of the times it was also seen that shells that they got from sea, the animal cells, they also made ornaments with that too. Now men used to keep beards and hair were combed backwards and either cut short or coiled in knots on top of the head. That means there was a knot system that were put in the top of the head which was tied in a particular pattern, in a particular form. That means what? There was a particular sense of dressing during that time which constituted a well-mannered or a system of civilization that existed during that time. The women probably tied their hair tightly and used hairpins and combs to keep their hairs in place. They also used cosmetics. Now, what does it state? This dressing sense states about a civilization, existence of a system, a pattern of living system that were practiced by the Indus Valley civilization people. Now here it also states, or we can see a similarity. As this tradition was practiced, it was carried out throughout this system. Until modern time also you see, we have a particular pattern of hair dressing. Women have a different system of having a different pattern of hair dressing, a different pattern of clothing style, and the use of cosmetics that were there earlier also, which exist in present time also. Recreation and amusement. Now recreation means extra pleasure kind of time that they had, and they used to use those extra time in different activities. Now the Indus Valley people referred indoor games and other board chess games, dice games that they played. They even played with toys that were constructed by their own hands, which were known as the terracotta toys. And with these terracotta toys, children used to make different kind of toys that were there. If you go through your book, you will see in this book these important pictures there prevailing, which states about the pattern of toys that were there, that existed during that time, and which they were using it for their own luxurious systems or time passing, for playing for the small children, where toys were made, where small carts were made with which small children used to play around. Now the other part is occupation. As we all know that earlier times agricultural was the main, so in every civilization farming, agriculture was the main occupation. Other than that, few of the other people who practice other kind of activities, who learned other activities, started growing more and more crops. And with the development of metals, iron, age that came later on, that made more efficient for the farmers or agriculturists to grow more kind of food items, and which brought about different kind of systems of occupation. Then the domestication of animal. What does it mean by domestication? That is those kind of important animals that could be kept at home, and those animals can be used for different kind of activities, or which could be different kind of products. For example, we have dogs, where they most importantly used as pets. Then you have cats, then you have cows, elephants, buffaloes, sheep. Now cows, buffaloes and sheep and all, they used to give milk and other products. So domestication of animals also played a very important part in this civilization, where they started practicing different kind of activities into their lives. And this is how the occupational system started. And on the other hand, there are various other occupations like art and craft, where they started making handmade goods and items. And the other important things that we are going to learn in this particular chapter in our next class. And importantly, it is also stating about how important this civilization made existence or collaborations or trade relationship with the other civilizations, and the sources that gave importance, or the important evidences that were there found by the historians, which provided a lot of information, a lot of detailed study about the study or the existence of the civilization, that is Indus Valley civilization, their culture, and later on in this chapter we are also going to learn about how this particular civilization later on declined, or then they got destructed and they again build up. Now this particular civilization is very much important to be learned by every student, to be very careful in this particular chapter, because this will not be only in this particular class. I have been saying this. This will also be taught to you in your higher classes. So if you have the basic idea of this particular civilization, you will be benefited in a more importantly, in a better way in your higher classes. So I want you to go through this chapter by your own, whatever we have completed till now, in the domestication of animal. In the next class we are going to continue with our other particular topics in this particular chapter. Thank you very much.